どうなってるんじゃ。ナツ、お前80歳か？石像か？
This is Ashley with WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 anime scenes that were more important than you realized.
鐘の音が。
For this list, we'll be looking at the moments across anime that were glanced over and yet gave hints towards future twists and events. As such, get ready for no end of spoilers, you've been warned. Which example of foreshadowing escaped your notice? Let us know in those comments below, and as always, you can catch me on Twitter at AshJBo, so head over there, give me a follow, and let me know which anime list you want to see next. Number 10, Julius's tattoo, Black Clover. Granted, it's hard to be looking for narrative snippets through a veil of tears. With the Wizard King's supposed death at the hands of Petrie, both Yami and the fans were left gutted by his sudden departure. So much so that the image of his tattoo fading just served as more evidence that he had shoveled off the mortal coil. Not so. Turns out the last spell he muttered before dying was Chronoanastasis, aka Time Resurrection in Latin. His tattoo served as the link between his body and his time magic that he had sealed away.
私は自分の時間と魔力を額の紋章に少しずつ蓄えていたんだ。
Put all that together and apparently you get a 13-year-old Wizard King back from the dead.
いやー、なんとか生きてたよ。
Number 9, fourth to perform, Your Lie in April. The Reaper was lurking around the concert hall far earlier than anyone had anticipated. The series' ultimate twist, that being Kaoris' death following a failed operation, was hinted at a few times throughout, each more subtle than the last. The biggest is actually right at the start, where we see Kaori perform on stage for the first time. Thing is, she was the fourth to participate.
同じ課題曲だよな。
The number 4 isn't only considered unlucky in certain East Asian cultures, but can sometimes be pronounced as she, which is another way of saying death. She was marked from the get-go.
持ってるものは別格だな。なんでこんな子が無名なんだ？
Number 8, Mami's apartment, Madoka Magica. Leave it to the Uro Butcher to drop hints ahead of Heartbreak. Without a doubt the most infamous death scene in the series, Mami's end wasn't only horrific and flipped the genre, but was actually foreshadowed a few scenes earlier. During a casual visit over at Mami's house, Madoka and the rest have tea and talk about what it means to be a magical girl. If you pay close attention, there's a shot that shows Mami's reflection in her glass table, where it looks like her head is hanging on her lap.
Suicides that can't be explained and murders without motive? A witch's curse is most likely the cause of such things.
Considering what becomes of her, yeah, we're calling that a death omen. Number 7, The Barrier. Fairy Tale. Turns out Natsu didn't need to hunt for Igneel, Igneel was inside him all along. That is not a metaphor, Natsu's dragon daddy was actually dwelling inside his body the whole time, while he was none the wiser.
俺はずっとお前の中にいた。
There was, however, a clear indication that something wasn't quite right with Natsu's body way back in the earlier seasons. When Laxus was going through his villain phase, his lackey set up a barrier that prevents mages from entering if they were over the age of 80. Natsu couldn't get through. Why? Because he had a dragon inside him centuries old. Number 6, Shanks scares the Sea King. One Piece. Was this truly the first example of Haki all the way back during the Romance Dawn era? Did Oda really think that far ahead? Either way, it's impossible to look at this scene without knowing that, in order to save Luffy from the Lord of the Coast, Shanks unleashed the color of the Supreme King.
セロ
Not that it takes away any of his badass points, it's just crazy to see just how powerful the red-haired Yonko actually was back when he was rocking the straw hat.
安いもんな腕の一本くらい
Number 5. The Same Eyes. Naruto Shippuden. Itachi always was a step ahead of the game, but who would have guessed he was also prophetic? Originally, Itachi spoke these parting words to Sasuke right after he massacred the entirety of the Uchiha clan.
そしていつか俺と同じ目を持って俺の前に来い
While it first came across as a challenge, the reveal of his backstory clued everyone in that it was a way to manipulate Sasuke into obtaining the Mangekyo Sharingan and avenging the clan. However, there's another layer to it.
しっくりきているイタチの動力を感じる
After the death of Itachi, his eyes are transplanted into Sasuke, and as we all know, Sasuke once again meets Itachi after he is resurrected. And just like that, their eyes are truly the same. Number 4. Right arm, left leg. Hunter x Hunter. There's no shortage of great fights across this blockbuster shonen, but many are in agreement that the hypest of hype belongs to the battle between Meruem and Netero. As every fan knows, while he puts up a brilliant fight, not even Netero's years of experience can stop the Chimera Ant King from taking both his leg and his arm. Leaving him with the same arm and leg that he had once used to defeat Killua and Gon during the Hunter exams. You just love it when things come full circle.
あのじいさん、右手と左足ほとんど使ってないんだよ。それなのにこのありさまだ。
Number 3. Can of Herring. Attack on Titan. Considering the castle was being swarmed by titans, it was easy to forget this little exchange between Reiner and Emir moments before. Upon discovering a stash of resources, including a can of herring, the two quickly become hostile towards one another.
こりゃ缶詰か
As we now know, this is due to them both understanding the Mali language written on the tin, which instantly reveals their origin to one another.
お前よくこの文字が読めたな
Plus, there's the fact that herring is a saltwater fish. Not only does the sea exist, but Mali apparently has a thriving fish industry.
海の幸は初めてですか？ニコロはマーレ料理の達人なんですよ。
Number 2. iPhones. Your name. The twist that Taki and Mitsuha exist in two separate time periods is just another reason why this flick is a modern masterpiece.
覚えてない
While it took many by surprise that the romantic leads hadn't just been body swapping, but also time jumping, turns out there were breadcrumbs leading up to it. During a montage, we see both Taki and Mitsuha making notes on their iPhones, one having an iPhone 6, the other being an iPhone 5.
Huh?
Both of these were the latest models 3 years apart, the exact time difference between the two realities. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Feet washing. Death Note. Was it a well-meaning yet slightly bizarre act? Fuel for the yaoi fangirls? Or was it religious symbolism? Either way, there are a lot of parallels between L washing Light's feet to that of a certain biblical tale.
何をする龍崎お手伝いをしようかと熱心に拭いていらっしゃるので
After all, it's well known that Jesus washed the feet of all his apostles, and that included Judas, the one who would betray him.
おい、すぐ慣れます。
And what does Light do barely a scene later? Manipulates a Shinigami into killing L. He may not have been crucified, but we fully accept L Lawlights as a messiah figure. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.